All right, so that was my redesign of the Halo Energy Sword. So in this video, what I'd like to do is go over each layer, how I created it, and then all the processing that I used to kind of blend everything together. So let's get right into it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of our insert effects here on our group bus, just so it's not coloring all of our layers. And let's just start with the first layer up here. It's really not audible. It kind of was one of the first layers that I kind of put in when I was first starting out, but in the end, I don't think you actually hear it, so I could probably delete this one. And the way that I create, I actually don't remember exactly how I created the first 2 or 3 here, but I think this one was just going through some sort of like tremolo plugin, and then I kind of exported it and dragged it into here. So let's go to our next layer here. Sounds like this. And my idea for the start here for the first layer is I wanted to have some sort of like really high-pitched sound to start, and then it would slowly transition into the low and sub frequencies as the sword was like fully out. So this is just for the transient here. And like I said, I don't exactly remember how I created this one. It's probably some sort of synth, and then I just added some effects on here. So if we play it without, and then with it. Next layer, I think, is a similar thing here. It's just like a shot. No processing on there. I just dropped it in there. All right, after that, here's when we start to get some sounds that I kind of designed for this here. So, all right, so this sound here, I created by layering different sounds. So I actually used NVK Create in a separate session. And what I was layering together are a bunch of different sci-fi sounds and mechanical sounds together to create some sort of impacts. And this is one that I created here. Right? And then once I had that, I didn't want the end where the metal crashes. I just wanted the beginning. And that was a cool sound right there that I just layered onto there. So that's what that is. So now if we play these together so far, I had this going. All right, after that, I want to have something that was more going to happen where the sword is fully charged or where the sword is completely out. And what this sound here is, again, it's another sci-fi impact that I created using the same techniques as before, but this time I just reversed it. So if we listen to the original here, that's the impact sound. And then I just reversed it and I got this. Now, obviously, if I kept the transient right in there, it's like really harsh and I didn't want that. So that's why I just cut off a little bit, added in a little fade out, and then you get this nice sound. All right, it's just a cleaner fade. Once I had these, I think I had a good like base for my sound. So with that now, it was a matter of like going back and like accentuating what I already had here. So I thought this was good, but it needed a lot more layers to really bring out other frequencies and other maybe transients that I want to bring out. So here you'll see this is part of my transients here right at the beginning. So right, so this is the same thing as I had with these other like impact sounds here. Right, so these all work together to create this, right, really high frequency stuff. And here you can see I did a bit of processing here. So if I look here, we have some uber loud. I'm just, actually, I didn't even use this, so it's not on there. But I did use Spectre because I really wanted to bring out the highs. So that's what's doing it there. And then I had one frequency that was really ringing out that was kind of loud. So if I take it off here, you'll be able to see it. Like right here, it rings right at the end. I just didn't want that. So I just cut it out altogether. So you just don't have that ringing. Right, so that is for the like my high frequencies right at the beginning, right at the transients. After that, I want to start to transition into some lower and mid frequency content. So that's what I have here. So if we play it here, right, and the way that I created that, so for these last couple of layers here, I actually have them down here so I can show you the patches that I created. So this is the patch that I used for this layer here. And the way that I did that is with Vital, and inside of here, I had a very simple patch created. So I basically turned on an oscillator here. I have the switch flange preset, which I think is inside of the folder here. Yeah, right here. So if you go into the folder and get that, all I did here was a simple pattern here, which is kind of scanning through this wavetable. And that's pretty much it. I had a bit of an effect here, a bit of flanging going on, and that's pretty much it. Right, so a very simple patch. Yeah, so that's it. So what I did here for this one, you see it's cut in two. It's because it was too long, and I didn't want the sound to be that long. So I kind of cut out the middle, blended them together, so it was the exact length that I wanted to be for the animation here. And that's it. It's a really simple layer right there. All right, the next layer here is something a little bit similar. Let's have a listen. And this is actually a sound that I created when I was working on a glitch pack that I put together. So I don't have the sample files or the project files to show you how I created it. But for this one, I'm pretty sure what it was is a wavetable, and then I basically pitched it down a lot. This is a technique I like to use is whenever you have a wavetable opened up, you just pitch it down like 2-3 octaves. And then when you do, you start to get that kind of gritty or growly kind of sound. So that's how I created this. And then I just add a bunch of effects on it. And then of course here I have subsynth here just to add some beefiness to it. So let's take it off first. Now with on. Right, it's pretty subtle, but it's adding a bit of weight to it. Right, after that, we have another sound here. Right, so this is another kind of sci-fi layer, and I have it down here, so I can show you exactly what I did here. Again, it's this, I think this is the exact same layer as before, the exact same patch. I just changed up the triangle here, and the release was a little bit different, and the timing was a little bit different. So I think it's just scanning through the file a little bit slower. But that's it for this one here. So it's really just kind of elongating this sound here. And I did a similar thing here with PP 3.2. Right, so this one is a lot more bass focused. And if we have a look here, again, same thing here. And all I did here is, again, you can see here, I changed the shape, changed the release here. And if we look at our effect, same thing. So that's how this layer here was created. After that, I just added a little simple patch here for the energy sword once it's actually out and just freestanding like that. And the way that I created that was right here inside of Vital. And here I used a different wavetable. And again, here you'll see it's pretty simple. You'll notice here what I like to do, I bring it down the pitch by 2 octaves. And now if I play it, I'm just doing very slight modulations inside of the wavetable here just to change up the sound over time. I have a bit of unison here, and I did a bit of vocoding to the wavetable. And here I have a comb filter actually added on, which is actually helping a lot. Now you'll notice it sounds very different, and the reason for that is that I added Sooth 2 here, and then I did the delta mode so that you only hear what Sooth 2 is taken out. So let's just take these two off here so we can hear the sound. So that was the original. Now with Sooth 2 on, like I said, I have the delta turned on, so we're only going to hear what it's taken away. Right, and the idea behind this is just to have a cleaner sound, a bit of a more focused sound, rather than having a lot of the high ends and the harsh, like the harsher sounds, the harsher harmonics, frequencies in the higher end. Instead of like trying to EQ them and cut them out, I felt like this was a more of a organic or natural way to do it. After that, it's just a matter of controlling the low end here. That's what I did with this EQ. That's it. Now once we have that, we can put everything together, and this is what we have. All right, after that, it was just a matter of adding some effects here and grouping everything together to make it a bit more cohesive. So let me show you how I did that. All right, first thing was recenter. This just keep all of the sounds focused and in one place. After that, I added a bit of Sooth 2 to really control the highs, bit of disperser, subsynth. Right, and that's how I created this full redesign. All right, so I hope you found that useful and valuable in seeing the breakdown, all the sounds, how I made them, processed them, and everything. If you have any questions, leave it down below. And if you want to see another sound redesign from the game Halo, I'll make sure to put it on the screen here so you can have a look at it and check it out. All right, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.